Chris Chan is back in the news. No, just joking. This is the first ever stunning and brave, openly transgender elected official to Congress. Do I even need to state what the party was? But no, just a small state representative. Stacie-Marie Laughton was arrested for disturbing child abuse images. Yeah, exactly. Can somebody go and reset the counter? Because guess what? Oh, a transgender individual gets picked up on child abuse charges. Consider me shocked, right? Former Democrat New Hampshire state representative who identifies as transgender was arrested Thursday for allegedly distributing sexually explicit images of children. Yeah, no, exactly. Surprise! Nobody is, actually. Stacie-Marie Laughton, a biological male who identifies as female, was initially elected to New Hampshire legislature in 2012. This is such a wild story. Like, okay, the headline will bring you in, but it's the rest of the details that'll keep you around. But was unable to serve due to still being on probation for a 2008 felony conviction of credit card fraud. Oh my God. It was elected in 2012. Couldn't serve because he was already a felon. Unbelievable. It's like, well, guess what? Now it's time to double down. The former Democrat representative, who faced several charges down the road, was arrested for making a bomb threat against a southern New Hampshire medical center in 2015 and was arrested again in 2021 on charges related to the misuse of the state's 911 texting system. Yo, and I even got other stuff on top of this. Holy. Despite Laughton's criminal past, the candidate was elected to a second what the fuck? Representing Nashua, New Hampshire in the 2022 elections, but was never seated after being jailed again for multiple stalking related charges, which, yeah, we got the skinny on, but we're talking about child abuse here, which is, in this scenario, is hilarious, but this stunning and brave individual is in fact a plusophile and should be treated as such. Don't even bother with cot space in jail. On Thursday, Laughton was charged again, this time with 4 counts of distributing images portraying child sexual abuse. Oh, of course. I know the defense counsel is going to be Destiny because, he's got a history defending those types of images being held by these types of people. Sergeant John Sinelli, Nashua Police Department Public Information Officer, said they began looking into the charges on Tuesday. They spoke with reporting parties that indicated Laughton distributed sexually explicit images of children, Sinelli said. Detectives from the Special Investigations Division were assigned to further the investigation. They applied for and were granted a warrant for Laughton's arrest. The 39-year-old is expected to be arraigned in Hillsborough County Superior Court South Friday. This past Friday we're talking here, not, like in the future. Hence the mugshots and stuff. The felon's criminal history dates back to 2000. I was 12 in 2002, but this dude was out here, doing all this kind of wild stuff and then getting elected 20 years later. What the? Okay. The police confirming to the Patch that Laughton was arrested for domestic violence and criminal mischief in 2002, then in 2003 for sexually assaulting a woman. Once again, lesbians just with the highest rates of domestic abuse, right, of trans women or women. After past arrests, Laughton blamed the criminal behavior on mental illness. Oh, we know, you came out as trans a few years later. I have had a mental illness my whole life. I guess this was my worst break with it. All the way back in 2002. That's all right. Then you would go on to have a clean criminal record into the future, right? Laughton told a New Hampshire union leader after getting arrested for calling in a bomb threat to a local hospital. Oh my God, come on. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody, but calling in a bomb threat to a hospital. Fucking Christ, man. And it was a totally out of character for me. I have put a lot of that behind me, but I never thought I would do this in a million years. Kind of like, your other high-profile arrest as well. Transgender Democratic lawmaker charged with stalking in New Hampshire. Looks a little bit better in those pictures, right? Had some time at least to clean themselves up. Jesus. Democratic state lawmaker convicted in August of repeatedly texting 911 during non-emergencies is now jailed on a stalking charge related to a Facebook post. Oh, lordy. Representative Stacie Laughton, 37 of Nashua, who was arrested on November 12th of 2022. So not but 6 months later, gets snatched up on kiddie porn charges. What a fucking ghoul. What's the strike system in New Hampshire? Oh, if you do that one more time, if you get to 20 infractions, then we'll start to take this seriously. What's worse? Who holds the bigger L, the New Hampshire Police Department, the state police department, I guess, or the UK Police Department when it comes to dealing with Mizzy? Both are equally awful. According to court documents, prosecutors are seeking to impose a suspended sentence of up to 9 months. She was given last year. Oh my fucking God, continue to keep this ghoul out on the streets. Don't worry, guys. I know hindsight is 2020. It's not like they'll do anything, worse than this. Like, okay, what's worse than stalking that this young, brave individual could do? Jesus. In this case, Laughton was accused of texting 911 for no emergency or police-related matter a dozen times between May and July of 2021. 9 of those 12 charges were dropped, and on the other, she was ordered to perform community service, participate in a peer support group, and remain on good behavior. Spoilers! That's weird, because there's also another tranny that was living in the Toronto area, Jessica Yaniv, who would also do the same thing with a 911 line. There's like another common through line when it comes to these fucking weirdos. In 2012, Laughton was believed to be the first transgender person elected to state legislature. But then we figured out, there was some eunuch back in the 1800s that ran on the Whig ticket, and I was like, I don't know, that's all weird. But she never took her seat, resigning after reports of prior felony convictions. And then everybody's like, how many are there? And they're like, how much time do you have? The state's ballot law commission denied her request to run again in 2014, but it's just like, you just fucking wait for these new midterms. Saying Laughton's 2008 convictions, which one's that? For identity fraud and falsifying evidence disqualified her until 2018, when her suspended sentence. So this fucker's had multiple suspended sentences, which is code for, okay, we're gonna keep you on probation for this long. As long as you don't fuck up, you'll be fine. Done this multiple times. Oy, oy, oy. She ran again in 2020, and in this year was one of the Democrats elected to represent Nashaw's Ward 3. She remains jailed, and his hearing is set on Thursday. Her attorney did not return a call seeking comment Wednesday. But we know how that one ends. Completely fine and free, only to get snatched up one final time and present this lovely mugshot. But this texting rabbit hole that this creep has been on actually runs like really deep. So I got this other information here as well. First about the pics. Laughton is alleged to have obtained photos of young children who attended a they're like really, Tynesboro, Massachusetts, 35 miles northwest of Boston. In a daycare, huh? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what why am I not surprised by any of this? Oh my God. Detectives then looked into the allegations, and Laughton was promptly arrested. According to the charging documents seen by the union leader, Laughton was allegedly sent photos by Lindsay Groves, a worker at the Creative Minds Early Learning Center in Tynesboro, with whom she was previous in an intimate relationship. Oh my God. Bruh. The documents did not state that Laughton is an individual, but posts on Laughton's social media suggest that a pair were in a relationship together. Very convincing. Probably a moderator in the Vosh Discord. You know how they say couples, if they hang around long enough with each other, they tend to start to look like one another? Just saying. Groves, who had also been arrested, oh thank God, allegedly took nude images of Ew. Ugh. This hurts my heart whenever I have to read this stuff. According to the affidavit, I was going to say grooms. That makes sense. Allegedly used natural bathroom breaks for the children. What the fuck? Such as a routine diaper. Ew! Routine diaper to take multiple photos of the... Ugh, God. So yeah, it's as grim as you'd anticipate. Via text messages with an alleged 2,500 texts. Oh my God. Laughton, a former Democrat, why do you have to be redundant? Has faced multiple charges over the years. We already know about that. And yeah, unfortunately, we got all of this skeevy shit out here as well. Oh, so this ghoul was one of those pride pastors as well. Fantastic. I don't know. How many more examples do you need in order to prove that, you know what, for the most part, these people are kind of fucking degenerate? Somebody who has a rap sheet longer than their maybe not surgically removed dick. How long is it before we end up figuring out that, yeah, maybe this whole pride sham is just an opportunity and a way that they can try to shift the Overton window further to the left. But now, thanks to a lot of the pushback that we've seen over this past month, maybe people are starting to wake up to this stuff. Maybe, just maybe, or perhaps I'm being way too optimistic. and this is just the future of politics. Well, we kind of know that it is for the Democrat Party. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.